The right score can transform any movie scene, but some films take it one step further, actually choreographing the action to the soundtrack. We're looking at 8 near-perfect movie scenes where the action is perfectly set to music, utilizing a process known as Mickey Mousing, choreographing cinematic action so the vital beats sync with music, like in a classic animated feature. For this list, we're only considering movies that use pre-existing tracks, including remixes, rather than having instrumental soundtracks specifically written to coincide with the action. We're also not considering dance scenes, since they deserve their own list. Baby Driver, 2017, written and directed by Edgar Wright. Okay, let's get the obvious entry out of the way first. Wright's heist movie is built around the concept of choreographing every possible moment to a perfectly chosen song, as Ansel Elgort's Miles, aka Baby, listens to track after track to drown out his tinnitus. The robbery set to the John Spencer blues explosions Bell Bottoms is a great candidate for this list, as is the Arms Deal Gone Wrong set to Button Down Brass Tequila cover. However, we're going with the scene where Baby, Buddy and Darling flee from the police to Hocus Pocus Focus, a 4-minute 20-foot chase where Miles does everything he can to reach freedom, even as he accidentally runs back into the crosshairs of the gangsters he just betrayed. Baby Driver's use of music was a labor of love for Wright, who had been working on the core concept going back at least as far as his 2003 music video for Mint Royale's Blue Song, in which Noel Fielding plays a getaway driver rocking out while waiting for his accomplices. A clip of the music video even plays in the background of Baby Driver. The Great Dictator, 1940, written and directed by Charlie Chaplin. Many of Charlie Chaplin's movies feature masterful use of music, but we've gone with the shaving scene from The Great Dictator. The comedic scene sees Chaplin's barber shaving a customer. Every move, from lathering his face to sharpening the razor, is choreographed to Johannes Brahms' Hungarian Dance No. 5. The song is totally diegetic, part of the reality of the movie, playing on the radio as Chaplin begins to work. This adds another hilarious dimension. Chaplin's character doesn't seem to quite realize he's working in time to the music, but his customer does, growing more and more worried by his barber's rapid movements. U.S., 2019, written and directed by Jordan Peele. From the hilarious to the terrifying, the ending of Jordan Peele's horror masterpiece sees Lupita Nyong'o's Adelaide confront her doppelganger Red, or should that be the other way around? Tethered together, the two mimic each other's movement in a dance of death, set to a remix of Lunice I Got 5 on it. The song dictates the speed of the fight, with Red stalking Adelaide when the tempo slows, and Adelaide fighting off her double's blades whenever it increases. The scene also cuts to Red and Adelaide dancing when they were younger, emphasizing how connected they've always been. Choreographing the scene as a deadly dance underscores the true relationship between us regular humans and they're tethered, they're two aspects of the same soul fighting to live in the light. Fantasia's The Sorcerer's Apprentice, 1940, written by Joe Grant Dick Humer, directed by James Algar, conducted by Leopold Stokowski. Like Baby Driver, Fantasia was designed around the idea of creating scenes perfectly synchronized to music. The most famous segment of the animated anthology is also the one that nails this goal, as Mickey Mouse's magical novice ensorcels a broom to do his chores. Every movement, from Mickey casting spells to the brooms marching to the sorcerer yawning, is synced to Paul Dukas' menacing symphonic poem, The Sorcerer's Apprentice. The result is a comedic short which uses high art to loosen up its 40s audience, allowing them to enjoy some fantasy-inspired slapstick. Stardust, 2007, written by Jane Goldman and Matthew Vaughn, directed by Matthew Vaughn. When literal falling star Claire Danes and hopeless romantic Charlie Cox are captured by Robert De Niro's piratical Captain Shakespeare, it seems like they may not survive the experience. Thankfully, despite his fearsome reputation, Shakespeare secretly enjoys the finer things in life, including can-can music and frilly dresses. Shakespeare is enjoying both when Mark Strong's villainous Prince Septimus attacks his ship, and the action cuts between an all-out pirate brawl and Shakespeare's unwitting dancing below decks. The sword swings are choreographed to the music, but the song also acts as a countdown to when Shakespeare's crew burst in to rescue him, forcing Septimus to dive into the sea at the crescendo of Jacques Offenbach's iconic Infernal Gallop. Kingsman, The Secret Service, 2014, written by Jane Goldman and Matthew Vaughn, directed by Matthew Vaughn. In our second entry from Goldman and Vaughn, Taron Egerton's working-class lout is recruited into a hidden spy organization by Colin Firth's super spy Harry Hart. The pair attempt to foil a scheme by Samuel L. Jackson's ruthless billionaire Richmond Valentine, whose free cell phones are designed to drive the world into a killing frenzy. But before they go global, the phones are tested on the congregation of an extremist Kentucky church, with Harry attending to see what Valentine is up to. As the devices are activated, a glorious, gory fight scene plays out to Lynyrd Skynyrd's Free Bird, with Harry's spy skills turning him into an unwilling killing machine. The various gunshots, stabbings and explosions are perfectly choreographed to the song, which gives the fight two distinct phases: Harry's initial, perfectly choreographed rampage, and a more chaotic gorefest where the crashing music drowns out everything else, making it clear that as skilled as Harry is, he isn't in control of his actions, and that Valentine possesses the ultimate weapon of mass death. X-Men, Days of Future Past, 2014, written by Simon Kinberg, directed by Bryan Singer. Even mediocre movies can have perfect scenes, and Magneto's prison breakout is definitely that. As Hugh Jackman and James McAvoy's mutant heroes try to free their former ally, they're confronted by a team of guards who none of them are able to stop. Enter Evan Peters' Quicksilver.